Chapter 9, The Woman Who Waited Alone. There was a time when Amelia Hart Sinclair never ate dinner alone. A time when Ethan would rush home after work simply to spend an extra hour with her. A time when late-night conversations stretched until dawn. A time when she was the center of his world. Now, she wasn't so sure. Not because Ethan loved her less. At least, that's what she kept telling herself. But because life had become crowded. The company demanded more. Success demanded more. Everyone wanted a piece of Ethan Sinclair. Investors. Executives. Board members. Clients. The media. And with every passing year, Amelia found herself receiving less. Not intentionally. Not maliciously. Simply. Less. On a rainy Thursday evening, Amelia sat alone in the penthouse dining room. The table was set for two. A habit she refused to break. Even though experience told her exactly how the evening would end. Her phone buzzed. She didn't need to look. She already knew. Still, she opened the message. Running late. Eat without me. She stared at the words. Then looked at the clock. 8:47 p.m. Another dinner. Another empty chair. Another night alone. Slowly, she placed the phone down. The food remained untouched. For several minutes, she simply sat there. Listening to the rain outside. Listening to the silence inside. Eventually, she forced herself to eat. The meal tasted bland. Not because of the food. Because loneliness has a way of stealing flavor from everything. At Sinclair Tower, Ethan was trapped in yet another meeting. A major acquisition. Multiple investors. Endless negotiations. The discussion had already lasted 4 hours. And there was no end in sight. Across the conference table, executives argued over numbers. Ethan barely listened. His attention drifted toward his phone. Toward the message he hadn't received. Years ago, Amelia would have called. Teased him. Complained playfully. Demanded he come home. Now she didn't. And somehow that worried him more. Because silence often meant disappointment. And disappointment was harder to fix. When the meeting finally ended, Ethan checked his phone. No missed calls. No messages. His chest tightened unexpectedly. He immediately dialed her number. Amelia answered on the second ring. Hey? Her voice sounded normal. Too normal. You okay, eh? A brief pause. Of course. You sound tired. I am tired. The honesty surprised him. Amelia rarely complained. Rarely admitted when something bothered her. Ethan? Yeah? When was the last time we had dinner together? The question caught him off guard. He opened his mouth. Then closed it. Because he couldn't answer. Not exactly. Not without realizing how much time had passed. Amelia laughed softly. A sad laugh. It's okay. No. It wasn't okay. And for the first time in months, Ethan couldn't pretend otherwise. The following Saturday, Ethan attempted to make things right. He cancelled meetings. Ignored emails. Turned off his phone. An unprecedented act. He planned an entire day for Amelia. Breakfast? Shopping? Lunch? A walk through the park. Dinner. Everything. When Amelia woke up and found him cooking breakfast, she nearly dropped her coffee. Ethan? He grinned. Good morning. What are you doing? Making breakfast. She stared. You don't know how to cook. That's hurtful. It's true. He pointed a spatula at her. I watched 3 tutorials. Amelia laughed. A genuine laugh. One he hadn't heard in weeks. The sound made his heart ache. Because he realized how much he missed it. How much he missed her. Not physically. Emotionally. The connection that once came so effortlessly. The closeness that now seemed buried beneath schedules and responsibilities. For a few hours, everything felt normal again. Like old times. Like the couple they used to be. Unfortunately, reality never stayed away for long. Just after lunch, Ethan's phone rang. He ignored it. It rang again. And again. Amelia watched silently. The caller's name flashed across the screen. Vanessa Moore. Ethan frowned. That's strange. He answered. Vanessa? Immediately, his expression changed. Amelia's stomach tightened. Not because of Vanessa. Because she recognized that look. A problem. A serious problem. What happened? Silence. Listening. Then, how bad is it? More silence. Finally, I'm on my way. The call ended. Ethan closed his eyes. Frustrated. Defeated, Amelia already knew. You have to go. He hated those words. More than anything. I don't want to. But you have to. His jaw tightened. The board can handle it. Can they? Neither answered. Because both knew the truth. No. They couldn't. Not without him. And so, once again, the company won. The company always won. After Ethan left, Amelia remained alone in the park. Watching families pass by. Watching couples laugh together. Watching children run across the grass. Around her, life continued normally. Inside her, something felt increasingly empty. Her phone buzzed. A message from Sophia. Abandoned again. Amelia sighed. Sometimes she wondered if Sophia possessed supernatural powers. Emergency meeting. Sophia replied immediately. Of course. Then another message followed. Honestly, Amelia, I don't know how you tolerate it. Amelia stared at the screen. For once, she didn't have an answer. That evening, Sophia unexpectedly visited the penthouse. Amelia found her standing at the front door holding a bottle of wine. What are you doing here? Sophia shrugged. You looked miserable. That's your greeting? It's honest. Despite herself, Amelia laughed. And for the next few hours, they sat together drinking wine and talking. For the first time in years, Sophia seemed unusually sincere. Less judgmental. Less hostile. Almost human. Almost? You know something. Sophia said suddenly. What? I used to think you married Ethan for money. Amelia nearly choked on her drink. Used to. Sophia rolled her eyes. Don't get emotional. I'm trying not to. Sophia stared into her glass. Then sighed. Nobody waits around the way you do unless they actually love someone. The statement surprised Amelia. I do love him. I know. The words hung between them. Heavy? Honest? Painful? Because loving someone and being happy with them weren't always the same thing. At Sinclair Tower, Ethan remained trapped in meetings until nearly midnight. By the time he returned home, the penthouse was dark. Sophia was gone. Amelia was asleep. A book rested on her chest. Her reading glasses sat crookedly on her face. Ethan smiled sadly. She must have waited. Again. Slowly, he sat beside her. Carefully removing the book. Then he noticed something. A photograph tucked between the pages. An old picture. From university. The two of them sitting beside the campus lake. Young. Carefree? Hopelessly in love. Ethan stared at the image. For a long moment. Then guilt settled heavily in his chest, because somewhere along the way, Amelia had become a woman who spent more time remembering the past than enjoying the present. And he was the reason why. The next morning, Amelia woke to find breakfast waiting for her. A handwritten note rested beside the plate. I'm sorry. Again. I know apologies aren't enough anymore. But I'm trying. Love, Ethan. Amelia smiled sadly. Running her fingers across the note. She knew he was trying. That was the problem. He was trying. And still failing. Not because he didn't love her. But because life kept pulling him away, little by little. Day by day. Until she sometimes wondered whether she was still his partner, or merely the woman waiting for him to come home. Outside the penthouse windows, the city awakened beneath the morning sun. Inside, Amelia folded the note carefully and placed it inside a drawer. Alongside dozens of others. a collection of apologies, a collection of promises, a collection of reminders that love alone wasn't always enough. And somewhere far away, destiny was already moving, slowly positioning the pieces, preparing the next chapter of their story. The chapter where waiting would become far more painful than Amelia could ever imagine.